8:25 a.m. this Sunday morning, September 14th, 2025. Well, it's only taken 2 full nights and 1 full day in order to upload my part 1 video that I recorded a couple of days ago. And currently waiting for part 2, in which it is claiming a good 2 hours before that finally gets posted. But the way that everything's been going, highly doubtful that we will have that occur. And I've got a lot more content between that point of time and today, as far as my recordings. But anyways, okay. So, morning, Tiny. You ready? Ready, Mr. Skittish? Oh, we got a snowball already waiting on me, as well as this little one here. Morning. I'm gonna come walking on by ya, okay? Alright, guys. Yeah, we are ready for some food, aren't we? Yes, we are. They know the drill. Are you coming up? Well, come on. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and get this going. Alright. Food and water has been put out. We got all the little kittens munching away. And that's our Sunday morning feeding. Birds and squirrels will have to make do with whatever they can scavenge from the woodlands, as I have not made any cakes. And it's kind of doubtful that I will be, because we're to be having these rather high temperatures for this time of year. I'll probably come out and spend some time with these cats later on today. But because we have a lot of content, and this is the type of sky conditions that we have, it'll probably be quite limited as far as what I record today, even though, you know, I mean, just like with the silhouette here, the shadowing, you know, really cool. But unfortunately, well, with that part 1 video, and it taking 3 days basically, you know, give or take, to finally post, a lot of that video was whitewashed, to where a lot of details were taken out or removed, or like I said, whitewashed. That hasn't happened in quite some time to my recordings. But once again, because of what I am recording, in which I know nobody has the eyes to really see beyond the clouds of what is really transpiring up overhead, and does transpire every year at this point in time of year. But you know, you guys don't want to hear about the interdimensional stuff. You don't want to take time to see this stuff when I have it recorded. And I mean, and it's right there in front of your face. And I'm seeing things in the sky that are very, very, very reminiscent of recordings that I took 3-4 years ago. And when you see certain details that are repetitive, then you know that something is up. It's literally up, okay? And when I believe that I have captured this mythological planet known as Nibiru, which has a telltale sign of a huge scar on the surface of that so-called planet because of its past collisions within those mythological stories. And it has this huge crater, or like I said, scar. And I've recorded this in the past, and I recorded it in part 2 of the recordings from the other day. But I'm not going to go to the extreme lengths of trying to point out these significances of which I describe and speak of. Because nobody wants to hear about it. They don't want to see it. But you know, all of this covering, this treatments to the sky, speaks volumes for me, especially because of my observations through many years and what I've captured. Well, I said I was going to keep this short, and we're going on 8 minutes. Yes, I am hearing aircraft, but they are of the no-see-ums today, and of course, with these type of conditions, so far, you know, it's a futile attempt to try to capture anything. And with the issues with the uploading process, you know, and you know, I would love to blame Google, YouTube, so on and so forth. But you know, this goes beyond that because, and of course, Straight Talk Wireless. But then you have to go to the parent company of Straight Talk Wireless, which is Verizon. But then I guess it does not really matter what phone service you're going through today. You're more than likely experiencing issues yourself. And once again, as far as I'm concerned, that is a direct result from artificial intelligence and the necessity and need for power, for energy. After all, even President Trump has made statements pertaining to AI and the need for so much more power. And as far as I'm concerned, that is why everybody is having issues with their service today, regardless of where you're at in this world. Yeah. Oh, believe me, I want to go off on such a full-fledged rant on so many things, but, you know, why? It is what it is. All I can do is share my content and expose what I can, stick with my explanations through my observations, and hang tough to the narratives that I put out there. Because once again, I'm seeing and hearing a lot of false narratives through the meteorologists and even Google, you know, with their little weather reports that have been highly inaccurate of late. Well, all right, yeah, and see the reason why I'm showing this because they were saying, oh, we're having such a beautiful sunrise this morning. Of course, this was like an hour ago, give or take. Beautiful sunrise this morning with extremely colorful clouds. Well, you know what? That's not a sunrise if you're talking about colorful clouds. All right? Because we're not seeing the so-called sun rising. And therefore, we are not seeing the object next to the sun. All right? In the last couple of mornings, they've been doing a really good job at treating the skies to block this object out, as well as during the daytime. But, hey, we still capture it, don't we? And I'm going to continue to capture and show as much as I can. Now, if you want to jump on the Nibiru subject, well, I got plenty of that in my past content and within my playlist as well. But, of course, you'd have to travel back in time and not, just focus on the most current postings. Yeah. Well, I got more to pump out. I gotta set my phone up, try to find proper signal to where I can get part 2 posted or to finish posting, and then to carry on with that much more content until you get to this point. Until then, have yourselves a great one. Take care. We'll meet up again at some given point in the near future. Thank you for watching. Oh, and by the way, can you hear that hum? Yeah. Yeah, that will make you go stir crazy when you're hearing that 24/7. Throughout the night, throughout the day. Day after day after day. You combine that with the sirens, combine that with the noise from the school, you combine that with the noise from the racetrack, you combine that with the noise from the highway, you combine that with the non-stop air activity. Man, I want to get the heck out of Dodge once again. It provides a lot of content, but you know what? It's disturbing all the while. And sometimes stomach turning when you get a day to where all of it is taking place. And it's happening and occurring far too often anymore. Alright, we are done. Once again, take care. Have a great one.